All right, y'all, we back, we back, we back. Let me. Hey, girl, hey. And
What's
our
up?
locks rocking, and our locks is giving. Ooh, ooh.
What's in?
I was saying, wow. All right.
All
All
right.
right, Dr. Chris, you opening up for us today.
That's all right. It's just you and me. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to It Says Seek Your Truth. My name is Dr. Chris, and we are going live tonight on Friday because Saturday we have some things, rearrangements to make. And so we definitely wanted to make sure that we went live for our topic this week. So last week we talked about the toxic mindset that men are not allowed to cry, they can't have emotions, they can't express those things, and we don't believe in that. We absolutely not. And so we had our second, I think our second or our third male guest come on and tell us about what he thought about that. So now, today, we are going to be discussing numbing agents. The things we do, the things that we use in an attempt to avoid the healing work, to avoid feeling the feelings that we don't want to feel, to avoid thinking about the things we don't want to think about, and how all of this is intertwined in how we heal and how we progress in our healing journey. So let's get into it. Okay.
Yes. So y'all, hey, I'm Kai the Hood therapist. I am a spiritual advisor. As Dr. Chris said, we are talking about numbing agents, like why do we use them, and how do we cope with, the emotions that we try to suppress. So, I can only speak from my experience, okay, and things that I've also witnessed secondhand. So for me, like when I go through stuff or was going through like the really rough time in my life, just healing, growing, and realizing that some people wasn't for me, just starting my own healing journey. What I did to for my numbing agent is work in my Rihanna voice. That's all I did. I threw myself into work. I would go get a second job, a third job, a side hustle. Like I would just work. So that's what I did. And, so that way I didn't have to be alone with my own feelings, be alone with my emotions, because, at a point I didn't want to think about the things that was going on. It was like just too painful, and I just wasn't really ready to face a lot of stuff. So that was one numbing agent. Because like at one point in my life, I was working like three jobs. So um, another numbing agent for me was food. It was food. I would eat. Um, it was just like comforting, you know, like, oh, I'm bored. I don't want to sit here and, think about this. Oh, let me order something. Oh, let me go out to eat. Hey, cousin, you want to go out to eat? What you doing today? Y'all want to go out to eat? Or I would go hang with friends. What you doing today? You want to go do this? Like, it was just like so much stuff, like just anything to get my mind off of certain things. And then, like, I noticed with like a lot of men, they use sex as a numbing agent. Like a nigga will fuck 10 bitches in a day to avoid their own fucking feelings and emotions. And that is so trifling. Y'all need to stop doing it. That is nasty. And that just shows that y'all don't love y'allself. Like people like to talk about, women and their self-esteem and self-respect, but I think we should make that another topic. Like men be having low self-esteem too, and they don't be respecting themselves too, and you really can tell by their actions as well. But yeah, like I don't know, y'all. It's just a lot. We just don't want to cope with stuff. We don't want to have to deal with stuff. So like for you, Dr. Chris, like what were some of your number agents? You are mute. I can't hear you.
My bad, I forgot. You definitely touched on a couple of them. So overworking, you know, again, I always talk about graduate school, but there are some things that I could have done to kind of took a rest or slow down, and I didn't. I just kept going, being involved in this, being a part of this program, volunteering for this, like knowing I need to sit down somewhere. But I wasn't to a place where I was ready to think about things. Um, I used to use alcohol, you know, um, college days, yeah, turn up, yeah, Thursday, let's get it pop, yeah, okay, but I would do too much, and I would hang with people that did too much. Like they used to always have a bottle, and me being me not wanting to think about stuff and not want to deal with things, and I want to process and really sit with myself and be alone. Yeah, let me get the shot. Yeah, let me get a bottle. Yeah, let's go to the ABC store. And it's like, okay, after a while, I'm like, I don't want to do that no more. Like it does nothing for me. Not saying I won't get me a crown and coat. That's my favorite. But not to the point where I was so enthralled in using that as a crutch, an emotional escape to avoid myself and my emotions and my thoughts and my trauma. We use a lot of things to avoid dealing with ourselves and facing our traumatic selves. We talk about that a lot on here, about what it takes to really sit with yourself and deal with yourself and your crap and your mess and your trauma, and realizing what it was that you actually went through and dealing with it. It's not everybody is ready for it, and you just have to know what your vices are. What are your addictions? What are your things that you use? And it doesn't have to be alcohol, drugs. Like Kai said, she used food, she used overworking. Some of us use people. You don't want to be alone, so you rocking with people that you have no business rocking with, that are on some BS, or they running the streets and doing wrong things and causing havoc, and just doing the absolute most. But instead of being alone with yourself, you would rather run with them because you don't want to be alone. And so that's something that you have to think about. Just sit back, really dive deep, really just, what, I need to figure out what's going on with me. What am I using to distract myself? Why am I running from me? Because what do you want to face it or not, all of the trauma, all the things that you've been through and experienced, it's a part of you. And no matter how deeply you try to bury it and act like I said before, that it doesn't exist, that you don't need to heal from it, that it's all good and it happened in the past, like let that go, get over it. You have to realize that's not how things work. So what is it that you're using? Whether it's people, friends that you've outgrown, relationships that you don't want to take further, that they're going nowhere, overworking, overeating, always, having to do something, having to go somewhere. All of that matters. And we don't think anything of it, but it really does.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. And then like some things that you said about the drinking and stuff like that, girl, I forgot I used to drink at one point. So when I was 19, um whoops, excuse
Yeah.
me. When I
Right?
was 19, girl, I had a little tickle in my throat. Woo, child. All right, so when I was 19, I ended up living in a homeless shelter for youth in New Orleans called the Covenant House New Orleans. And so I stayed, moved into the shelter. Like I said, at 19, I was 19 going on 20. I moved in January of 2019, 2020. No, girl, I said 2019, child. 2009. 2009. And so I moved January 2009, and my birthday was April. So I was 19 going on 20. I turned 20 in April. So when I went to the Covenant House, I was just so depressed, y'all. Like I was just so depressed. And it's a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know, but I was pregnant at 19. And I was pregnant with twins. Hardly a lot of people don't know that. I was pregnant with twins. I ended up having a miscarriage at 3 months. And so I almost died having that miscarriage. Like, oh my God, it was just like a horrible ass experience. But I'm living in a shelter. I forced myself to get up after only like 2 weeks of having this miscarriage, and I went and got a job. So when I say I worked, work was a numbing agent for me. I mean, work was a numbing agent for me. Anything that I had to do to not sit with that, I made sure that I was working. So we're going to go back. I got pregnant at 17. And I had my baby early. She was stillborn. And I went through that. And after like a couple of weeks of me being out of school, I went back to school because I didn't want to have to deal with those emotions. So I made myself go to school, even though I really didn't feel like it. But I didn't want to be by myself. I wanted to be around other people. So now we're going to fast forward back to 19, living in the shelter. So, going through this shit again by myself again. And I got a job working at this restaurant on North Rampart Street. And the owner, she was crazy, y'all. Like, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with her, but she ended up firing me because I forgot to turn on the fucking light outside. But bitch, you had no business anyway. Nobody was coming in there. But so I got that job. She fired me. I didn't even go back to pick up the check. So then after that, I just started doing like job searching. And then, I'm in a shelter. It's a lot of, people that stay in the shelter. We got boys, we got girls, all of us in the shelter. So, we started going out together. So we would go out, look for jobs and stuff like that. And, thinking now that I'm thinking about it, when I look back, there was no good influences, but I didn't want to be by myself either. So we would just walk around the French Quarter. We would just walk all downtown, catch a streetcar everywhere, catch the bus everywhere. We would literally be everywhere. And I just did not want to be by myself. So at night and like during the weekends, we had like an extended curfew where we could stay out till like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Child, see Friday, Saturday nights? Or we was out on Bourbon every weekend. So first of all, we trauma bonding because we all are you living in the shelter. We don't have no family. We not just in the shelter for fun, for kicks and fucking giggles. So all of us going through something. We all going through different shit. So we trauma bonding. So now I'm hanging with these people, you know what I'm saying? And, we out, we partying in the clubs, getting drunk. Okay, when I tell you drunk to well, bitch, we blacking out. I used to drink like 2 4 locals, no fucking lie. I used to drink 2 4 locals, have shots, all that shit. We smoking, drinking. Now I ain't never do no drugs. I ain't never do nothing besides the weed and the liquor. I ain't fuck with that other shit. With that fuck with that other shit.
Okay.
But I wasn't easily influenced to do things like that. But drinking, smoking, partying, that was definitely like a numbing agent for me.
Yeah.
And so it was just like a very tough time. It was a real tough time in my life. And that's what we did. And I saw some other people that I was in a shelter with, some of them turned to prostitution. And like it was really, really sad, like to see, how their lives turned out. Like it's really, really sad. I really can't lie. Like, one girl, she was oh my God, y'all, it's so sad. She really turned to like prostitution and like drugs. Like, I don't know like what she was shooting up, but like when I would see her, like her wig would literally be cocked to the side. Clothes would just be messed up. Like she had like a funny smell, and like she ended up getting a pimp, the dude pimping her out. It was really like inexperienced. Like it's sad. Okay, my roommate got caught up in human trafficking. Like my third week there, my roommate went missing, and we just thought she went AWOL. And if you don't come back within 24 hours, they just do AWOL, and they give you a spot up. If somebody need it, they're gonna let them come in. So she was missing for like maybe 2, 3 weeks. And then, she one night, I had a knock on the door and it was like, oh, you got your roommate back. And, so she come in and she like telling me the story. And I'm like, what happened? Like where you went and stuff like that. And she told me like the whole story about how she got caught up in like human trafficking. Like I used to think that was just shit that you see on TV, but that shit is really fucking real. So let me just put that out there to y'all. Y'all be careful. And don't just talk to anybody, because she was at her job. She worked on Bourbon Street at a restaurant, and this guy, was having lunch with some friends, and he asked her for her number, and he took her out on a couple of dates, and he told her he wanted her to come to a party. So she went to the party. They slipped something in her drink, and that's how they got her. So y'all just really be careful, because the shit is really fucking real. And so, her way of coping with that was smoking and drinking. So, it's life is hard sometimes. Like life is hard. The decisions we have to make sometimes is hard. And the only way to get through it is to deal with it sometimes. All the time, you should deal with it. And if you can't deal with it on your own, please seek some type of professional help or somebody that you can trust and talk to, because shit get really real. Um, People cope with suicide. People use suicide as a numbing agent. Now, I don't want to feel nothing. I don't even want to be here no more. I had those thoughts before too, before I moved to the Covenant House. I didn't want to fucking be here no more. I just wanted to end it all. But I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. I thought about slitting my wrists. I thought about drowning myself in a tub. Like I thought about like jumping off a fucking bridge. I thought about just taking my car and running into somebody else's car, into an 18-wheeler, driving that bitch off the bridge. Like this is all thoughts that I've had before, because I didn't want to feel nothing. I ain't never told nobody that. But I can talk
And
about it.
on a public platform, again, speak your truth. And this is
Definitely.
something we're definitely going to talk about in more detail. We have an education hour coming up talking about suicidal thoughts, and how to process that, and how what it's all stemming from, and how to navigate those feelings. I had a conversation with my cousin recently about the amount of or the incidences of suicides that we're seeing, not just in young Black women or young Black girls, young Hispanic girls, but also in academia, academic medicine, academic research, and they look like us. And I was just saying how I'm just so tired of seeing, I'm tired of us losing phenomenal, brilliant, intelligent young men and women. And it just goes to show you that we all are dealing with something. We continuously say that. We're all going through something. We're all dealing with our pain. And it's dealt with in different ways. Like we say, we utilize different numbing agents to process or to deal with, or just to keep going, right? It gets difficult. Life be lifing, and we absolutely understand. This is why, part of the reason why we do the education hours that we do, this is why we're coming on a public platform and discussing these topics, because whether you all comment or not, we know there's someone out there that will watch what we post and gain some type of strength from it. So, suicide ideation, suicidal thoughts, you are not your thoughts. Let me just put that out there. Like, you are stronger than what life is throwing at you. And if you could just remember that and just know that you're valued and you're cared about, you're cared for, life is not better without you. In fact, it will hurt a lot of people. And I know you're like, I don't want to hear that, Dr. Chris. I don't want to hear that, Chris, whatever you know me by. But I think it's relevant. And I'm glad that Kai brought it up. Because I don't know why I'm feeling strongly to say this, but you matter. We need you. You're needed by, you know what I'm saying? Your existence matters. And without you, what would we do? What would we do without you? So, like she said, some people, they get so overwhelmed with life, with their circumstances, with their trauma, with their pain, that they don't want to feel, think anything. And that's their escape. But we never want anyone to feel like they have no other option.
Right. Good evening, DJ Platinum.
Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, thank you. But yeah, man. And you know what? It's I think even some people may use even hanging around like toxic family, like as numbing agents. Like you know that your family really ain't no good and you still go around them and you know it's gonna be some shit, but you know, you still go just because. And I've seen that a lot growing up where, you know, people would complain about, you know, going by certain family members' houses. Well, why are you going? Why are you still going over there? Or why are we here? If you,
Questions that need answers.
well, why are we here? Is it because you just don't want to be at home? You don't want to have to deal with what you got going on? And people be, you know, I know some people probably be like, oh, she be acting funny. Oh, you know, she don't talk to nobody. I don't, because I'm at the point where I don't need no number agents.
Mm.
I don't need it. I don't need to sit in nobody's face that I know that they don't really fuck with me like that. Like, and I used to do that. Like, I really used to do that shit. Like, but I don't do that no more. I don't need to sit around in your face to be happy. You don't validate me. You don't make me who I am. I am comfortable in my solitude. I am comfortable in my silence. I am comfortable with myself. I'm not doing no fake friends, no fake family. I'm not doing none of you. I'm gonna say relatives. No fake
Right.
relatives. Because my family and my relatives are
Very
different. So
different.
to
Yes.
my family out there, I love y'all. But the fake relatives, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And we all know misery loves company, child, and I don't need no company. I don't need no company. I don't need no
That'd be
company.
the thing. Like when you on a different phase or different chapter in your healing journey, and you like, it's to the point where you don't even want to be around people. Like people be getting on your nerves. You just find peace and solace in your own energy. You just want to go home and lay down. Like, okay, I didn't did enough like socializing for the day or for the weekend. Like, can we just go home? And you would
Okay.
literally go home and lay down or chill, watch TV, and be so good. That's that's the level of peace that you're aiming to reach at some point. And again, like we say, we keep saying that takes time. We're still, I know for me, I'm still like processing things and, you know, releasing toxic people, toxic energy, things like that, and addressing the things that, you know, I'm still healing. Like, I'm not saying I'm completely healed and don't nothing affect me. I'm over everything. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is I'm definitely better than I was last year. I guarantee
Okay.
that. The Chris from last year is definitely not the Chris this year.
Period.
The things that you played with Chris about last year, oh, excuse me, Dr. Chris last year.
Okay, put some respect on your name.
You can't do it this year. So yeah, it's just like, consistently being patient with yourself and just addressing those things and releasing the numbing agents that you utilize, whether that's a person, whether that's a situation, whether that's, an object, alcohol, multiple partners, hanging with people that mean what no good, doing things or activities just to do them. Like, as long as you like sit down and really address that and release those things, you're on the right track. And it's really, I keep talking to Kai. I'm like, is there, like, I don't know what to do next. Am I doing the right thing? There is no handbook to healing. Can't nobody tell you about your journey and what you need to address. Like, that's something internal.
Right.
You know what you're struggling with. You know what you still haven't addressed or what you haven't healed from. You know what you're avoiding and you don't want to think about, you don't want to feel, you don't want to talk about. You don't need nobody to tell you that. You know. And it takes time for you to be ready to want to dive into that and figure out how to release it, how to heal from it, and what lessons to gain from it in order to reach the next level. And you just have to be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it.
Well, definitely. And you know what? You said something else that made me think about another thing that I used to use as a number agent, girl. Sleep.
Oh, yes.
Sleep. When I was depressed, oh my God. When I was
Yes.
depressed, oh my God. All I used to, like, on my off days, because I told you I was working like 2, 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
On them off days, oh, I'm going to sleep. I'm sleep all day. I'm forcing myself to sleep. I'm laying in the bed until I go to sleep, even if I ain't tired. I'm laying in the bed all day until my back hurts. I don't get out the bed until my back was hurting so bad that the only thing I could do was get up out the bed because
Right.
laying down made my back hurt.
Yeah, I
But
definitely did that.
sleep, I'll
Yeah.
definitely use sleep as a numbing agent. Weed, wake up, smoke, finish smoking and smoke again. Soon as the high go down, smoke, eat, smoke, watch TV. That was me. That was me. That was definitely a number agent for me. Sleeping was a big one too. It was a big one. But now I'm over it. I don't need any number agents. Shout out to me. So I don't need them. Because I have worked through all of, I'm not gonna say all because I would be lying. I haven't worked through all of my issues, but the biggest issues that had me like depressed and like using those things, I've gotten through those things and that part of my life to where, I get up, I be happy, I go to work, I eat, but I ain't overeating,
Mm-hmm.
like I work one job for now.
For now.
I'll start another job at the end of the month, but it's for other reasons, okay? For
Mm-hmm.
other reasons. So, it's just like in noticing like that shift in yourself and that change in yourself, like you're really gonna feel so much better. You're gonna feel better, you're gonna behave better, like not you're not gonna accept the same things either. Like once you work on
Mm.
yourself and you able to recognize that you are running from yourself and you face yourself, because like I said before, you are always going to be your biggest project. You are always going to be the project. You are a never ending project. I saw something, it was a post or something a while back, and it was like the top of one mountain is the bottom
Bottom
of
of
another.
another.
So as soon as you finish one thing, bam, you're working on the next thing. It's just like school. And I always use school as an analogy for working on yourself, for spiritual healing, spiritual growth. Oh, and another disclaimer. I know it's kind of late, but I just thought about it. So, yes, I am spiritual. You know, I believe, in the universe, and people be all pissy when you say the universe, the universe, the universe, the universe, the universe. But,
Petty.
but that don't mean that, we don't believe in God. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let me speak for myself. It don't mean that I don't believe in God just because I refer to it as the universe. The universe is just everything that's universal, which God is universal. So we basically saying the same shit. Some people just have a closed mind. So with that being said, don't laugh, sis. So with that being said, whatever you believe, whoever you believe in, that is your prerogative. We are not here to try to change your belief, try to change your mind on nothing or whoever you pray to, who you worship to, because this is a safe space that we created and we just want to talk as people
Yes.
and put all differences to the side. Whatever you believe in, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, whatever it is that you believe. And this is just that space for us to just talk about human issues, people
Yes.
issues. Now, yes, I'm going to talk about spirituality because I'm spiritual. We've had guests on here that talked about Jesus. Whatever your vice is, that's fine. Whatever your belief system is, we are not here to tear each other down. Because I ain't gonna lie, I would be lying if I said I wasn't one of the people at first when I left Christianity. But I was like that because that's how Christians are. Christians are very judgmental, and I learned that from being a Christian. And then when I converted over, I took that same thing, and I was like being very judgmental. So I was just angry at the fact that everything that we was taught was a lie, pretty much. And so, I had to take a step back, and I started, working on myself. And I'm like, does that really matter? It don't really matter what the next person believe in. It really don't matter. Just as, look, you do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing. You do what works for you, because at the end of the day, we all literally come from different tribes, and each of our tribes, and if you go back in history, they practice different things. So that's why we have so many different religions, because every tribe believed in something different. But just as long as you believe in a higher power, a higher source, a God, a greater power, something that you know that created all of this, that's all that matters. So whatever it is that you believe in, that's fine. That's fine. If you can't get over the fact that I say universe instead of Jesus or God or whatever it is, if you can't get past that, that's all on you. Because some people will miss the whole message just because somebody not using the exact verbiage or terminology that you use. So I just want to put that out there because I be seeing some shit, but it don't really bother me. I don't care. You know, it is what it is. So I just want to put that out there. Dr. Chris, you got anything?
I was just thinking, you brought up, and I'm glad you said that because me and you, y'all should know, me and her be talking offline. We don't just use Instagram Live to have a conversation. We talk outside of this. So we definitely wanted to put that out there. Like, whatever your belief, whatever your creed, background, however you were raised, whatever you think, that's fine. When you come in this room, none of that matters. We talking about your healing. That's what we care about.
That's the
So
goal.
ain't nobody judging you. Ain't nobody trying to tell you, well, you know that's a lie, right? Well, if that's it, okay. How can we help?
Oh, I just thought about another one, girl. People do be
Religion.
using religion as a number agent.
I was about to say that.
Oh,
And I have it. I have my documents, and I take notes. And religion is definitely up there. Like sometimes well, I'm not gonna say we. I'm gonna say humans, people. Um, we depend on or lean on something that we've been taught, even though we know or we start to see the discrepancies, or if we have questions, or things aren't making sense. But because we've been taught it, this is right. This is how you should live your life. This is what you should believe. You just stick with it because it's all you know. It's too painful to think about something else or to learn about anything else, or to be connected with anybody else that does not believe what you were taught to believe. It's difficult. And I can speak from experience. As I said in the first episode, I was raised in a very strict single parent Christian household. And a lot of the things that, I had questions about, no one could answer for me. But instead of diving deeper and trying to figure out what those things were, the answers to those things, I definitely used it as a crutch. Because it was too scary to think otherwise. Well, why would they tell us this? And now it's just like, I'm not trying to figure out the religion. Being connected to a higher power, being connected to God, Jesus, the divine, the universe, all of those different terms, it's a personal relationship. That's something I had to learn. I have to go to God through prayer, supplication, meditation. All of those terms are the same to me because it's about my personal relationship. Can't nobody do that for me. You really have to be connected to the higher power to really address your craft. And we can't use religion as a crutch. We just can't. I've seen people literally go to church on Sunday. Well, before you even walk into the doors, you're cussing everybody out. You're gossiping in the parking lot of the church because somebody got on something that you don't think look good on them. Or they married to this person, they should be dressed better than that. And then you go inside the church and you talk about the pastor, you talk about this person, you talk about that person. Falling out every Sunday. And then when you leave, you go home and give your children a run for their money. You don't practice what you be preaching, but you want everybody else to believe that you are. That everybody else should be doing it, but you're not doing it. And if we really want to get into the Bible and what the Bible says, the Bible does not support gossip, and God does not support confusion and mess. The Bible says that. So why, when you leave the church and you go home, is there nothing but a confusion and a chaos and toxicity and a constant cycle of pain and just disarray and everybody in pain in your house? I'm just wondering when we're going to heal. Because if you really believe the Bible and the word that you're reading, it talks a lot about kneeling down in supplication to the Most High. It talks a lot about prayer and meditation. It talks a lot about treating people right and doing right by people and stop trying to use them. It does not tell you to judge anyone. It tells you to love thy neighbor. It tells you to, if somebody disrespected you, you feel like somebody did something to you, you go to that person, you tell them. You don't talk about them behind their back. See, I feel like a lot of people just pick and choose about what parts of the Bible they want to adhere to. But, that's another topic. I'm just saying, sometimes we don't practice what we preach.
Child.
And we use it as a crutch, and it's not right.
Can do.
But what do I know?
You said something, girl, that made me think about my childhood, like how it made me realize like my family used, the Bible as a numbing agent to to justify the things that they did, and so they wouldn't feel bad about the things that they did to other people and to their kids.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I didn't even know this conversation was gonna even go
It
this way. But
shifted. It shifted that way, so we might as well bring it up because we're talking
we
about
just be going with the flow.
numbing agents. You know,
Yeah,
like you can't ignore your pain and inflict pain on others and call it the word. Like I don't agree with that. I don't. I
yeah.
don't.
And you know what? I find that, you know, people believe in the Bible, but they don't really believe in the Most High. People believe in the Bible, but they don't really believe in the Most High. They really don't believe in the Creator. You, you believe in that Bible that was revised how many times by how many people, just like they revise all our school curriculum and the books that we read in school. Because if you ask your parent, oh, well, what English book you had in school? And then look at the English book that we had in school. And I look at the English book that the kids these days have in school. How many times that book been revised from the original and things and changed?
Mm.
I don't know why that came to me, but I don't know. I just felt like I had to say it, so I said it. But anywho, yes, so like growing up, my parent would definitely use the Bible as a numbing agent, to, I guess, make herself feel better about certain shit that she would do. Like it was always, oh, because the Bible says you shall respect your mother and your father, honor thy parent. But then when I hit you back with okay, and the Bible also says parents do not be exasperating your children, causing them to become weary, oh, then it's a problem. Because I know the Bible, I could quote them scriptures too.
Absolutely.
To understand another thing. Yes, to understand. A lot of people don't understand what they be reading. They don't understand what they be reading. And is, man, my mind going so many places with this right now. I just need to pick something.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It, and I know with this, let me also say this. This is another disclaimer. We know that healing is messy. Healing doesn't feel well sometimes, or most times it's really, some days you're good, sometimes you're not, and it's a roller coaster of things that you have to go through. Okay. We know that some of the topics that we're going to discuss or some of the things that we bring up on this platform will trigger some people. We know that some people will agree and some will not agree. We know that some people will resonate with what we're saying and some people will not because it's not their experience. But at the end of the day, it is our truth. What I say is my truth. What Kai says is her truth. And dictate we don't dictate our guests and their truth. Whatever they decide to share with us on this platform, a safe space that we've created for people to come on and talk about their pain, to talk about what they've experienced and what they've been through so that they can free themselves and heal. That's the purpose of this. So if at any time you do not like, resonate, agree, support, like whatever we say on here, other people say on here that you don't like, please feel free to click out.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we cannot heal from what we don't talk about. That's
All
why we
right.
got so many people out here. I continue to say this. There are so many people out here in pain, suffering in silence because they're afraid to talk about what it is that they've experienced. And so instead of talking about it, because they don't want to be judged, because they don't want to be talked about, because they don't want to be ostracized, because they don't want to be sabotaged, they don't want to go through none of that. So they'd rather just hold it, don't talk about it. We're not doing that here. We're not. And if that's what you're looking for, You're not gonna find that here.
Yes. Oh my God, I just thought about something else. People be using gossip as a number agent too. Gossiping and projection and deflecting.
Mm.
Because if I can get the focus off me and if I can talk about what somebody else have going on, then I'm gonna feel better about myself because I know that this person got this going on and I know that this person doing that. And also sometimes the people that's gossiping and the people that they gossiping about, because this was my story, okay? Motherfuckers was gossiping about me, but the whole time the shit that they were saying about me was really their story. But they was making it seem like it was me. But some stuff may have been true, but you twist the story so much just to make yourself feel better about your situation. Or you could just be a very miserable person and you literally would just sit and gossip and talk about people all day so you don't have to work on your own shit, so you don't have to face your own shit, so you don't have to deal with your own shit. Take all that same energy that you using to gossip and talk about other people and bring people down. Use that same energy to get yourself together. Use that same energy to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Or use that same energy to help that person that you're talking about. Oh, but you're
Yes.
not going to do that. You,
Yeah.
you're not going to do that because that's too much like right. And then, you're not going to feel good.
And I think that's something people that utilize that as a crutch, they struggle with feeling good. You know, we always say misery loves company. They're gonna talk about you whether you're doing bad. They're gonna talk about you whether you're doing good. And when you reach the place in your life or in your journey where you don't care, you can say whatever you want to say about me. But at the end of the day, I know that when I go lay down and go to bed, I sleep well at night.
Okay, drooling and everything, all in between my fingers. Oh,
Now that's a good sleep. I know that the people that I'm connected to, they're also doing the work and healing and addressing that trauma, and they're good people also. What you're saying about me is irrelevant because the people that truly love me and value and care about me, they know different from what you're saying. So
yep. And it's also a projection.
if you around people that constantly always have somebody else's name in their mouth, always telling their business to you, always saying, always got some negative, something negative coming out their mouth, you need to reflect. Because all of that energy, those vibes, trust the vibes, what we say, all of that is coming, you gonna leave with that. Their mindset. Your network is your net worth. And it's not just about your career. It's about your mindset. It's about what we talk about, trauma. You never, like Pat said last time, men, women, whatever. I think it's not just limited to men. Women too. We click up, or we identify, we resonate with people that we feel like we're relatable with. That's for a lot of people. It's not just men. So I think, once you start to assess your relationships, like I always say, and you connected with people that you feel like are always negative, always talking about somebody, always mad, angry about something, always popping off the smallest thing, or they always got an attitude, or you know what I'm saying? It's always something with them. You got to take a look at that and why you feel like you need to be around it. What are they not addressing within themselves? What are you not addressing within yourself? And then you move from there. But it takes a level of transparency, vulnerability. You have to be ready. And I know I'm not saying, oh, I'm just a guru, baby. My best friends, my friends, my close, people that I truly go to for, venting or just trying to get advice or feedback, I go to them and they get me together. You need people that hold you accountable. If everybody around you just yes men, yes women, now you good. Like you ain't do nothing wrong. When you know you wrong and they know you're wrong, but they ain't gonna tell you nothing. Are they your friends, or they just gonna help you lose everything that you done built, or that you're trying to build, or they want to make sure that you stay on this certain level below them. They don't want you to get no better than them, and so they're gonna continue to lie to you, or sugarcoat stuff for you, or tell you, nah, girl, you good, girl, you ain't nothing wrong with you, knowing you got some things to heal from.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah. And then when you do start healing and you do start changing for the better, and you don't want to club with them every weekend, because that was a numbing agent, clubbing every weekend, clubbing every night, getting drunk every night. And when you don't want to do that no more, when that no longer resonate with you, then it's a problem, and now you think you better than them. No, you don't think that you better than them. They think that you're better than them, because they see that you're moving on to something different, and that you don't want to stay the same. And that's a lot of people are afraid of change. They are afraid to change. They are afraid to take, the leap of faith. And that's what I was getting at when I say what I said earlier, when I say people believe in the Bible more than they believe in God. Because if you really believed in God, then you would have faith that everything will work out in your favor. You would know. So, and this is something that was told to me when I got my spiritual consultation done. When I walked in, and the high priest, he tapped into my energy, and I had, like, a lot of questions, and I was like, okay, whatever he bring up, whatever he tap in, whatever he pull, that's what I need to hear the most. I'm not gonna bring nothing up. I'm gonna let him let me know what I need to hear the most. And something that he told me was, and he's Haitian, and he had a translator, and he said, he said, you know, spirituality is not about feeling. A lot of people say, I feel. It's about knowing. You have to know. And when he said that, I already knew why he said that. So you just have to know that everything is going to work out for you. You have to know that once you start to initiate this change, that you're going to lose some people, but you have to know that you're going to be okay. And you have to know that this is the right path for you. You have to know that letting go of those numbing agents and working on yourself is going to help you get to your highest potential.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know. So not just, oh, I feel, no, and be certain and have faith. So it's just like, I feel like, whoever y'all subscribe to, some people don't want to acknowledge the fact that they're outgrowing who they used to be either. That is so true.
That's so true.
That's true. And sometimes you don't even recognize yourself.
Yeah.
I know I got to a point where I didn't recognize myself. I was like, who is this? Like, girl, where you come from?
Yeah.
Like, real shit. Like, I don't recognize myself. And at one point I thought I was like going crazy. But it was just, no, it was a change. And I'm not who I used to be at all. I'm not the person. I mean, she's still in there. She's still there. But I know how to handle myself better. I know how to conduct myself better. Sometimes I might get a little angry and I might want to pop off, but I'll catch myself, and I reflect.
Yeah.
And now I have better control over my emotions in most parts. And I'm learning how to deal with relationships, romantic relationships. That's another challenge for me. That's something that I'm working on. That's something that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord, just give my person patience with me, please.
And wherever my man, my king, my husband, wherever he at, you know, your girl is single, but I'm healing, babe. Come find me. But I know it's like, a lot of trauma, PTSD associated with, the past connections. Like, there are some things I still have to heal from, and I acknowledge that, and I'm doing the work
Right.
to do that. But, there are some people that, facts on a feeling statement. Sometimes that's completely nothing. Oh. Mm.
And that's true because sometimes we let our feelings and emotions get the best of us, and it just be shit that we make up in our own minds. Shit, is that's why you have to know. It's
Yeah.
the knowing, not the feeling. It's the knowing. Sometimes you might get a feeling that backs up the knowing, but it's always the knowing.
Yeah. Knowing
So,
that it all works out. That's something I'm still, navigating. I'm still dealing with that myself. Um, just knowing that I know that I know that I know that I'm good.
yeah.
And what I know is what I know.
Okay. Okay. Who song was that? I don't remember. Was it ASAP Rocky or somebody? He was like, I know what I know, and man, that's all I know. That's all I know. I know what I know, and that's all I know. And you can't take what I know from me.
Mm-mm.
You can't take that away.
And people will try now. If you let them,
Okay.
you're questioning, like, well, am I sure? You're doubting yourself and what you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that, baby.
Oh, but see, that's the difference between believing and knowing.
Mm.
It's definitely a difference between believing and knowing because a lot of people believe in lies.
Mm.
A lot of people believe in these politicians and all the lies that they tell them every year, every 4 years, every 8 years when it's time for an election. People believe in all of those lies. But deep down, you know that they're bullshitting to you. But you still won't
Ooh.
believe the lies, even though you know better. Even though you know when they get in office, they're not going to do none of the shit that they say they're going to do. Even though you know this bitch lying, you still gonna believe what she say just because of who she is. Oh, well, that's my such and such, if she stated it must be true. No, it's not. People believe in lies, but you have to know the truth. That's why I stand on what I stand on, because I know the truth. And everything that anything that I followed, anything that I subscribe to, I've researched it myself. So that's why I know what I know. While people just believing in stuff out there. Yeah, because I believe in this and I believe in that. But do you know it? Do you know it to be true? Because believing makes you comfortable or
Oh,
feel better. They don't like being uncomfortable. Yes, ma'am.
oh,
Yes, ma'am.
that's my best friend, y'all.
Hey, best friend. Hey, best
Ooh,
friend.
talk about uncomfortable.
Yep. Yep, they know facts, but illusion be hard for people to depart from. It really is because that's all they believe growing up. Just like this, okay? I'm about to take it a little deeper. People make their children tell their children to believe in Santa Claus. But yeah, here it is, your grown ass know that Santa Claus ain't real. Why are you making your child believe in something that you know ain't fucking real? You got these children believing in a tooth fairy. You got these children believing in an Easter bunny, but you know that it ain't real.
Well, I can see
Why do
both
we do
sides.
that?
So I don't have kids, right? But
Me
I
either.
do know that I would like, at, when that time comes, let's say I have my little girl, my little boy, or whatever. I want them to experience every childhood belief or activity that I didn't get to experience. And I think that's what a lot of us do because we know that experience was taken from us as children, or we didn't get the opportunity to be kids and actually, experience it. We want our kids to experience it, even though we don't believe in it or we know it's not real. we still want to allow them to have a childhood and develop or figure it out for themselves that it's not real, rather than take that option away from them. And I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. Maybe because we didn't get it, or it was taken from us as children, we want to prevent that from happening for our kids. At least allow them to have those experiences and those activities or things like that as children. And as they continue to grow and experience the world and ask, questions and learn about their environment and things like that, that's when we can start the conversation and start, teasing apart those things.
Oh, friend, I think this is gonna be the first time I disagree with you.
Okay, and
About
that's fine.
something. Yeah, no, it
Absolutely.
is. And I disagree because, and y'all see how we are having a mature adult conversation, and I have a disagreement, but I'm not sitting up here angry and all that other shit. We need to practice that more, as a people. Yep, and at the same time, depriving them of the understanding of how much as a parent you work. So yes, that's exactly what I was about to say, Zay, because you giving your power, everything that you did, you are giving your power and a credit away to something outside of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, why are you doing that? And for me, I get that, yes, you may want your child to enjoy the festivities and stuff like that, but don't make them believe in something that you know for a fact not real. That's just like a nigga making me believe that he loved me and he really don't. Well, I'm going to just let her find out later on that, it's really
And
not real.
I've been there. You know what? You're right. When you put it like that.
You're going to be hurt. So why hurt your children? I know somebody when I was doing hair, somebody that we went to high school with, she brought her daughter into the shop and I did her hair, and it was around Christmas and she was getting a blowout. And I was like, I asked her something about Santa Claus. And baby, she turned around, Giselle said, I don't believe in Santa Claus. Santa Claus is not real. I said, oh, and I respect it, but guess what? They still celebrated it. She still got presents, but she knew that Santa Claus wasn't real, and she knew that it's her family that bought her those gifts. So yeah, you can still celebrate if you decide to, but why are we making children believe in things that we know that's not real? And then when they grow up and they find out that it's not real, a lot of children be hurt and crying.
Yeah.
Be like, Dad, well, my mama lied to me all this time, and Santa Claus really not real? And how you got these children staying up, oh, I want to wait up for Santa Claus. Oh my God, Santa Claus don't come down the chimney. Bitch, we in the hood, we ain't got no chimneys.
Yeah.
It's just like, be real. Like, stop believing in just any old thing that people tell you and just do the research. Stop using, what you grew up believing and let that be the end all be all, because that's your comfort zone, because you don't want to look outside of that, because that makes you comfortable. Like listen, I don't get it.
Very valid.
I don't get it. Like, it don't make no sense. And I see a lot of people, they're like, oh, but it's for the kids. And yeah, I know it's not real. Then why are you teaching? You are the first person to lie to your child. You're the first person that lies to your child. You're the first person to break your child heart by telling them all these lies. Why not just be real with them? And then you grow up now, you wonder how children learn how to lie. They learn it from you.
So, question.
Yes.
You say, okay, tell the children the truth and don't, lie to them and let them, figure it out later. No, you let it be real now. What would be the age appropriate? What would be the age in which you would have that discussion with them? Like, listen, I know, your friends or people might say, for example, Santa Claus is real, but mommy bought this, or mommy and daddy made this happen. What age would you tell them that, and they would be able to retain that information?
Child. Well, see, for me, we ain't celebrating that shit anyway, because I know the deeper side of it. But my mama told me when I was like in pre-K, like when I was in school, and it was around holiday time, and it was time to take pictures with Santa Claus. And my mom was like, you're not taking pictures with Santa Claus. Santa Claus is not real, and you're not sitting on no man's lap. And I was like, Santa Claus not real? She was like, no, he's make believe. People just dress up in costumes. Okay, I don't know no better. I don't care. I'm a kid. I only care when you make me care. When you feed me lies and I get invested. Then that's when I'm gonna get emotionally attached to it. And then that's when I'm gonna care. But if you just be real with your child straight off the dump, like, look, that's not real. It's just make believe. People just plain dress up. That's just what it is. Your child really ain't gonna give no fucks. Now, if your child go around ruining it for other people's children, oh well, you shouldn't lie to your children either, motherfucker. That ain't my problem. But hey, hey,
Hey, I mean, I can't speak on it because I ain't got no churn. But hey, if y'all have thoughts,
hey,
please comment whatever you think or whatever you do with your children. Like, open platform. I can't speak, but when I have my first kid or two or three,
hi
then
for
I can have something to say
me.
about it.
Yeah, child. I'm gonna be real with mine, baby. Look, that's a man-made holiday. It's a pagan holiday. My children. I'm raising my children spiritual as fuck. Okay, my children gonna have crystals. Okay, as soon as they come out, they're gonna have some crystals waiting for them. Okay, they're gonna have their bracelets and their necklaces waiting for them. Okay, so out the dump, they gonna know because I don't want nobody to be able to easily manipulate my children. I want my children to have strong minds, and I want my children to be able to think for themselves and know, that's not right. That's not real. Like I don't want to lie to my kids. They're gonna be okay. They still gonna have fun. They still gonna have fun. They still gonna enjoy whatever it is that we do. But I'm not lying to my kids, and I'm not giving the credit away for my hard-earned money. And first of all, I'm not buying them. I'm not participating in none of them holidays. But for people that do, like, I just don't get why you go into debt buying all these gifts for your kids for all these holidays just to give the credit to a black man or a white man in a suit and a beard. But you did everything. It's from Santa. No, the fuck it's not.
Not you getting mad.
I'm not mad. I'm really not mad. I'm not mad. But no, the fuck it's not. It's not. It's not. Girl, look, I don't fucking agree. Look.
Okay. Oh yeah. What we gonna do, Kai? We're gonna wrap it up because we have anything more to say
No,
about numbing agents?
no. I feel like our number agents, I feel like we talked about number
I
agents on
think we did
a
good.
whole different, like a different range, because I think we covered a lot of different areas with these number agents.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. The moment your child has the capability to understand, I would educate them on what providing about what providing is
Providing,
about
yes.
more than Xmas. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. I agree.
Definitely. Definitely. Oh, and my papa used to, not my grandpa, like my biological grandpa, but it was like this white man. He was cool with my grandpa, and we used to call him Papa, and he used to call me Little Papa, and he used to dress up as Santa Claus, and he used to be on the Walmart commercials back in the day before they had Super Walmart, the big Walmart, and he used to be on there, and he used to always bring us like buku candy and stuff, and I'm like, Papa, you Santa Claus too? But he told me they told us the truth. Oh, yeah, I dressed up as Santa Claus, but I knew everything that we got was from my papa. I knew
Oh yeah.
everything that we got was from my papa. And it makes you, for me, it made me appreciate them more because, like, when I got gifts and I saw who it was from, I'm like, oh, they thought about me. If everything come from Santa, then what y'all getting for me? Like, y'all don't care? Like, I don't, it's just so much. It's just so much. It's just so much. Oh, why
That
you put
might be a
that
topic.
emoji? Why that emoji, Zach?
Because he might do it. Do you do that with your kids? Buy everything and then say it's from Santa? I ain't gonna say nothing else until you respond. Because I'm curious.
Oh, little Pawpaw.
Oh.
Yeah, I was little Pawpaw. I miss my Pawpaw so much. Oh my God, I had these two little poodles. One was Fifi and one was Mimi. Oh my God. One of them was real bad and they always had to go put her up. But anywho, I don't know. I just had like a little moment. I miss my Pawpaw and my mama.
And that's fine. Just like you are smiling so hard
I
just talking
really
about
do
them.
miss them. I really do miss them. Girl was a older white couple. I miss them so much.
Yeah.
Right in Shrewsbury. That's where they lived on Shrewsbury Street. I miss them. But anywho, I think we can go ahead and you can go ahead and wrap it up, friend.
So, friend, we need to
Yeah.
figure out our next topic because I don't think we solidified the next topic.
Mm, that's true. We got a list.
We got a list, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm not gonna tell you what the next topic gonna be because we haven't made that decision. We have a lot of topics that we haven't even touched yet. What?
Oh, Zach, you still up? You gonna join us one day? You gonna spit some game?
We're curious because I got documents that I could send you. Ask the guest that's already been on here. I send emails. I send templates of
Very
topics.
professional
Okay, so we have topics. We would love to
for days,
have,
for
yes,
months.
we need more males coming on. We have plenty of women that are willing to come on, but we haven't had a lot of men
Yeah,
wanting to be
we
involved.
need more men.
Yeah.
We need more men.
Not
But
to put you on the
nope.
spot,
Look,
but
I'm just about to say, no pressure, no pressure. Just to
no
let me know,
pressure.
okay?
Message Kai. Let her know if you're interested. And I do most of the administrative stuff. So just let me know. Kai and I will, draft an email and, consult each other about, the topics that we think, would be great for you. And you could pick from that. And then we can determine your availability and just, coordinate with one another based on that.
Okay, definitely.
All right, y'all. So thank you for joining us. We know it was on Friday. We typically go live on Saturdays, but if were able to come on tonight, we definitely are appreciative. As usual, whatever live we have, we put it on YouTube. So we'll definitely, post our clips as we typically do. And expand upon or give you little snapshots of what we discussed. And then, if you're interested, you can go to our YouTube channel and view it in full. And so this was Numbing Agents. Next time, not sure what we're going to discuss, but we will both give you previews and, post our flyer and things like that. So, few words of encouragement from me when it comes to numbing agents. Just know that, it's okay to have things that you're still struggling with and you're trying to process and deal with. That's normal. Like, we're not saying, oh, you're a terrible person for doing this or using this to deal with whatever it is that you've experienced. But what we are saying is you cannot continue to do that, especially if you want to reach the next level in your life. You're trying to get some blessings or manifest some things into your life. You're trying to grow, be a better person, be a better woman, a better man, be a better partner. All of these things require healing. And in order to do that, you have to release things that you're holding tightly onto. Things, people, activities. Those things can't come with you, right? So just do the work. You know what I'm saying? You're not by yourself. You have any questions, concerns, reach out to your network, reach out to us. We're definitely willing to hear you, listen to you, and, serve as a listening ear for you. And so with that, Kai is going to close us out with our daily affirmation.
Yes. Okay, so our affirmation of the day is from healingbrave.com. And it says, I own my emotions so they don't own me. I own my emotions so they don't own me. So by me owning it, I don't have to use anything to numb it. I feel the pain, but I don't let that pain become me because I'm not my emotions. My emotions are just feelings, and those feelings will pass. And we have to know how to let those emotions just come, feel them, accept them, and take it for a lesson. Because if something is triggering you, then that's letting you know that it's something that you need to work on. So instead of finding something to numb that feeling, space that feeling and own it and
Yeah.
accept it and learn from it and grow from it. So that is what I have. And it was good talking to y'all. Thank y'all so much for y'all comments. Thank y'all for viewing us. Thank y'all for liking. You know, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's Safe Speak Your Truth. Please do. We really appreciate it. And we will be back again on Saturday, July 1st. We don't have a topic just yet, as Dr. Chris said before, but we'll let y'all know what that topic is before we make our next post.
Friend, remember I said we can't do July 1st.
Oh, you showed it. Okay, so hold on. 86 day, y'all. Okay, so it's gonna be July 15th.
Yes.
Sorry guys. So all right, so we'll be back July 15th. So we have some time. We'll definitely come up just pick what our next topic is tonight. And when we make our posts and stuff, we'll definitely have that up. So thank y'all again for watching. It's been real. Bye.
Bye.